Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Becky here. Today we're going to be working on an arbor. I've got 3 gourd plants that I started from seedlings and they have started growing like crazy. So we're going to make a structure for them to grow on and vine through and climb up. I've got two 2 by 8 foot sections of lattice that we're going to be using in our build today, as well as some random size cedar 2x4s. I don't know exactly what the configuration is going to be, but like always, we'll figure it out. We'll wing it. And as soon as I have measurements and stuff to share with you guys, I will. So welcome back. Stay tuned. Let me get the supplies together and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so what I'm going to give you now is kind of a tour of the spot that I'm looking at to put this trellis in. As you can see, I've got this blank spot that has no love next to my deck. I think this is where I'm going to put the trellis. It's going to be, or the arbor rather. It's going to be a good place for the squash to spread out. It's not going to be disturbed or interfere with any of the other plants growing, because if you haven't grown squash before, it's a very aggressive growing plant and will cling on to anything it comes in contact with. So what we're going to do now is let me show you what I've got as far as the configuration and setup goes. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to flip you around, so hold on. Okay, so here's what we're looking at right now. Here's the 2 foot by 8 foot panels of lattice that I was talking about. And I have 37 3/4 inch planks towards the bottom. And what that's going to do is give the lower part support. The reason why I don't have any on the top part is because these are going to curve together to create almost a steeple top. That's going to be the point. The reason why they're 37 3/4, honestly, that was the length of one of the boards, and I just cut the rest of them to fit the same measurements. There was no rhyme or reason, except for the fact that I did want it on the lower half only. Depending on how it stands once I get it set up, I'm probably going to be forming or cutting some cross beams to give it a little bit more structure and stability towards the bottom. But as of right now, this is what I've got set up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screw each one of these cedar pieces to the lattice and stand it up and see what we're doing so far. All right. For anyone wondering what I'm using to connect the cedar boards to the lattice, I'm just going to be using some standard 1-inch Phillips head screws and my trusty Black & Decker with the Phillips head tip. Okay, so what I ended up doing was a little bit more grand than I anticipated, but I love it. The space that I showed you previously to this clip was 55 inches in length, and so I decided to stretch the trellis to 50 inches. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like I built a boat. Let me show you what I got. Here's the 2 trellis sides, and then I stretched the bottom half where the support pieces were, the cedar, and put some of the boards from my scrap pile that I keep on hand. I put those across the back at 50 inches wide. So that's going to give me the stability that I need, or else it was going to look like I was trying to pitch a wooden tent. Then what I did is up here, I just took a part of the cedar board and I brought the pieces to a point. Because the lattice is so thin, it's got some really good flex in it, so I didn't have to manipulate it in any way except bring the 2 top pieces together. So alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the finished piece over to the spot that I have ready for it and put my squash plants underneath it, and I'll show you what the final product looks like. Alright everyone, here it is. It's really massive, so I had to step back quite a bit so I could get it all in. I'll come up to it in a minute to show you all the details. But this is the spot, and this is where it's going to stay, I think. I really love the way it turned out. Love the way it looks right here. And it's plenty of room for my squash to grow. So let me show you what I've done here. Okay, so as you can see, those are the 3 boards that I fastened at the back. It definitely did add the stability it needed. Otherwise, this wouldn't have stood up. There's my squash. I actually painted an old charcoal grill that we had a bright yellow and used it as a planter. I'm all about giving things new life, and this was definitely one of my favorite projects. I think it's adorable and it really pops with the yellow, and it's been a great place for the gourds to grow. So anywho, here's the top. I fastened a birdhouse to the top because just to add a little bit, you know, extra. But I really like the way it turned out, and it's a great addition to the backyard. So I hope you enjoy it and give it a shot. It was really easy, very inexpensive. I had supplies on hand for another project, but I'm really glad I went this direction. So hope you liked the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.